Welcome to another Leepa Live Sports Show. Welcome, everybody, to the show. It's Thursday again. It's that fast. It is Thursday again, and it's going to be a good one today. Got all kinds of things to talk about. We posted some questions to you this week, and I hope everybody responded well to them. The questions we posted were pretty easy questions. And to me, it's kind of an obvious question, but we'll get to that very shortly. Let's go right over here. Chris, how's it going tonight?
I'm just trying to get some last minute stats in. I'm ready for some football tonight. I've spent the last 2 nights watching baseball. Good thing for me. My Sox are up 2-0. But I'm ready to get back to football. Football's my love, man. I love watching it. I love talking about it. You got a 4-3 team and two 4-3 teams going tonight. Should be a good game. The AFC. Which of these teams is going to make the playoff? Probably whoever wins this game is going to be the one that makes that playoff spot, even at 8 weeks going into week 8. I mean, we're trying to figure out who's going to make the playoffs. I have no idea. I mean, I think there's a couple divisions where you can say, hey, yeah, that team's going to win it, but there's 3 divisions in each conference that I think are up for grabs for any team, really.
It is. It's a tough call, and especially this week, if you look at all these matchups this week, I mean, it's a tough week if you're betting on games. Let me tell you right now, because these matchups right now this week are tough. They are tough. There's a couple easy picks, but I wouldn't say more than a couple. Out of all the games, if you're betting, it's a tough week bet. You might want to hang on to your cash this week. I mean, I don't want Vegas to hear me say that, but geez, this has been a tough week of betting. Before we get too carried away here on anything, what I want to do is I want to give the preview earlier than later this time, like typically what I do, where I typically I play the Murph Man pick, and that's what I want to do for you, so you guys can go ahead and see and maybe chime in and say, hey, who do you think Murph Man picked for the game tonight? So let's go right to the Murph Man pick. Here he is.
Wait, did you pick yet?
Okay, Murph Man is ready to make his pick. Murph, are you ready to make your pick? You are? Okay. Well, here we go. I'm going to mix up the cups for everybody here today. Let you know what's going on with the picks. We have the Miami Dolphins are at the Houston Texans. So watch close at home so you can try to guess which one you pick tonight. Watch the pick closely. Mix it up. Guys, pay attention to this. Here he is.
Make your pick.
Now, guys, if you paid attention to that, you should have been able to follow the mixed match spaghetti wash stuff there, and you should know which one he picked. Chris, did you pay attention?
I did, but I got confused.
Uh-huh.
I think that was some camera trickery there, because I thought for sure he was going to that one that's on the other side of that where he's at. I thought he was heading to the one on his left, and then all of a sudden he's on that one on the right.
Look, don't even try to be pulling some camera trickery. This guy's 6-1.
Hey, no, it's whatever helmet's under that cup, so whatever helmet's under it. Did you pick yet?
Did I pick yet?
Yeah. Who'd you pick? Put you on the spot. Who'd you pick?
You got to wait for that. That's what you got to do. You got to wait to see my pick. Just because a dog.
Do I got to wait for Murph to pick, or do I got to wait for
Murph Man to pick? Is because I want everybody over there on Facebook to chime in. Do something about it. Chime in and tell me who you thought he picked. That's what makes it all the more fun. And, you guys ever been to a Rays game where they take the helmets? Chris, have you ever been to the Rays game where
I'm one of the 4 people that have
been. Now, come on now. People go to the Rays game to see their out of state team
Hey,
play.
did you see today the Rays news? Not so much Rays news, but a former Rays player got a head coaching job with the Minnesota Twins. Kudos
Huh?
to Rocco Baldelli. So
Rocco Baldelli?
yeah, he's gonna
Man,
be
I'll
coach
tell
for
you,
the
that guy
Twins.
deserves it. What is he, the hitting coach or what is he?
He was originally the first base coach, but then they switched him to like almost like a second bench coach.
Yeah.
And they said he worked wonders with the team. He worked with a lot of the outfielders and hitting. He had some kind of medical problem that
He did.
messed with
He
his-
had an autoimmune type disease problem that he had. I don't know. I haven't heard. I know he's been involved in baseball ever since he has.
Yeah.
He's never left baseball. But yeah, he did have some sort of autoimmune thing that took him out of playing baseball. And that guy could crack that ball.
He could play baseball. He had all the potential in the world. It's such a shame that his career was cut short playing. But glad to see he's still with it, becoming the youngest coach in the Major League Baseball right now at 38.
What? Wait, now, Chris, did he get a head coaching job?
Head coaching job.
Wow! Way to go, Rocco Baldelli! Way to go, Rocco!
Replacing Paul Molitor.
Awesome, man! I'll tell you. Congratulations on that for everybody out there who knows Rocco. He went to Boston for a little bit there, Chris. You know that, right?
Yeah, he's a Rhode Island guy.
Okay, but you know he played in Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just checking to see if you got your your
Yeah.
Boston stuff together there.
He
And speaking of Boston, they got a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers. How about that?
That's a good thing. That's a real
It
good
is. Now you're going into LA, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I don't see the Red Sox complaining that it's going to be too warm there.
Yeah,
And
well,
see
are
that
you
big
gonna-
thing about it being too cold for baseball players?
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Wow.
they didn't like where our bullpen is situated.
Okay. All right. Now, let me ask you this. Are you going to be able to stay awake for these games?
I haven't yet. I haven't made it.
And you're about ready to go to LA time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, man, I really wish they'd do
It's still
something
gonna be-
about
it's still
these
gonna be-
times of these games. Can't we do something about this? Because what about the kids that want to have an experience to stay up for a baseball game? Because you know what I mean? As a kid, I remember being a kid watching World Series games. What about these kids, man?
Yeah. You know, I'm a grown adult. I think. You know, my wife might disagree a little bit, but the games are getting over too late. Especially, I mean, baseball is such a strategic game, and it's a time-consuming game where it takes 3 to 4 hours to play a game almost. And for the games to get over at midnight, it's just late for the working class people.
It's too late, and I say that about the kids because isn't that like the future of the sports? And you're continuously grooming for the next generation coming up. And I just remember as a kid, and it's why Chris, it's why you and I are both on the show today.
Yeah.
I mean, it has everything to do with that, from being groomed from a kid to right now, and that enthusiasm we had for the games when we were younger that carried on into our adulthood, and why we've got an accumulation with some of our guests and with us, from fans to the fans back to why we have an accumulation of knowledge, fan base knowledge, because we've had an enthusiasm about sports since we were kids. And I just really wish they would do something about these times so that these kids can watch what the whole season comes down to. Doesn't it come right down to this, the championship, the World Series?
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember watching games as a little kid. I remember watching Bucky Dent hit that game in 1978. I was 8 years old watching the game.
You remember 1984 when you were 14 when those Detroit Tigers won the World Series?
No, I don't remember that.
Chris!
I don't remember that.
Ugh.
Man. But it's funny. You talk about the younger generation learning the game, and my kid's 16 now, believe it or not, and she's trying. She's a Rays fan. She's getting into it a little bit. As she's getting a little bit older, I don't know that that'll keep up. But I have a friend that I'm friends with on Facebook from grade school, and we played Little League baseball together. He lives in Hawaii. He flew to Boston, caught the first 2 games in Boston, and now he's flying back to LA to catch the games in LA. And I mean, that's a dream of mine.
That's
Congrats
awesome.
to him being able to do that.
That is awesome. Wow. I mean, that's awesome.
Way to go,
He's
Pete.
working it. Way to go. Who?
Pete.
Pete. Boston Pete. What's up? All
He's
right.
Hawaii Pete now.
Oh, Hawaii
He's
Pete.
Hawaii Pete now.
All right, cool. I've never been to Hawaii. That's
Neither have
something
I.
I think I'd have to go check out sometime. But I've always waited on that because I figure I want to go to Australia too. So if I'm going to go to Hawaii, it kind of like, hey, I'm already halfway there. I need to go to Australia now. You know what I mean?
Do we have like a rugby channel that we can we hook up with and get sent to Australia for rugby or something?
Chris, now you're thinking. The thing about it, they don't do the
Cricket?
Pro Bowl in Hawaii anymore, which
No.
I don't know why. I mean, that would have been the end right there. But now we got to figure out what we can do. Go get some rugby match or something.
Yeah, or sumo wrestling maybe in Hawaii. How's that?
I mean,
Is that
we could see about doing some documentaries on crocodiles or something like. Look at that beautiful snake. Something like that. We might be able to get there that way. So, Chris, you ready to talk about some football, man?
Yeah.
Real quick, look at this. Right underneath your head there. You see it? There it is. The Dolphins are at the Texans, Chris.
You said look underneath your head. I'm looking above my head.
Look underneath your chin.
Yeah. The Dolphins at the Texans. I mean, what do you think in this game? Would you think that these teams are both 4-3?
That's the thing that I'm saying about this whole week in football. These are tough to pick, but I'll tell you, when you say as tough as they are to pick, if you have a little bit of kindling going and the right wind and everything, one of these teams has recently caught fire. That might make it a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Houston Texans. They started off 0-3, and now they're on a 4-game win streak. The Houston Texans are not a bad team. And to get Deshaun Watson starting to play like he did last year before he got hurt, that's a huge thing for them. They get that ball going. DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know how many yards he has, but he's on a crazy pace right now, yardage-wise. They get the running game of Lamar Smith. And that defense, we don't talk a lot of defense on this show.
Because there hasn't been defense this year, and I know it's exciting, and the scores are way up there, but at the end of the day, it's going to matter. You're going to see it's going to matter, because if you can't stop those points, you're down to the last possession.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt. I mean, that defense that's a tight defense. This team could be one of, we're kind of talking about what teams are going to be there in the playoffs at the end of the year. I look at it that we probably have 3 teams that we know will make the playoffs right now, in that the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Patriots are going to make the playoffs.
The Patriots?
Nobody in the AFC East can beat them.
Okay.
I mean, even if they lose every game to everybody except the AFC East, they're going to win the AFC East.
You got a good point there.
So you look at it, Houston was one of those teams I thought was going to make the playoffs, and it looked scary at the beginning when they started off 0-3. But I think they're back on track. And I'm actually going to call it right now that they win this game tonight.
Okay. Chris, here's a problem, though. Okay? They are on fire right now, but there's also something else that's on fire. And that is the quarterback for Houston. Okay? Watson is on fire, and in the wrong kind of way, because everybody's trying to get him to do the stop and drop. He's been hit. These guys on defense feel bad. He's on fire. They're trying to tackle him and put him out. They're going to tuck and roll him. He's been taken down. He's been hit more than any quarterback right now in the league. And the thing that's kind of scary about it is, this is it, Chris. He can take him to the playoffs if he can stay healthy. He's been hit 16 times more than the second place quarterback who's been hit the most. How about that for a stat that I yanked right out of here?
Yeah,
Watch that. No sleeves. How about that one? So keeping him healthy is important. Houston, you guys got to do a better job of protecting your quarterback so that when you get to the playoffs, you have him, because he has been hit and hit a lot. And it's scary to think where we are halfway through the season, and the next quarterback behind him who's been hit as much as him has been hit 16 times less. Chris?
Is that his biggest stat this year? Hit on quarterback hits? Because they can't throw him to the ground anymore.
Well, that's the thing, though, Chris.
They can't tackle him. So who cares if they're getting hit? They're not getting punished, I'll say, on these hits like they used to be in the past.
Unfortunately for Watson, it's not like that, because a lot of these hits he does come out of the pocket on. And look, getting hit and hitting the ground, just getting hit, trust me, You don't want your quarterback being the leading the NFL with the amount of times he's been hit. Okay, you don't
No,
want that stat.
I do agree with you there, and it's I forget what game I was watching, and to me you can't tackle the quarterback anymore, and I hate that. That's one of the things I hate about the NFL right now.
You're not going to hate that when you got your old boy Brady playing in a playoff game. Okay.
No, you know what? Football is a physical game. Let the football players play football.
Do you want to see the star quarterbacks getting a 300-pound guy landing on them after he's already delivered the ball and then breaking his shoulder, his collarbone, and taking him out for the season? Now you got a backup quarterback you never heard about before, and nobody tunes in to watch the game, Chris.
You know what? To be honest, to me, it was part of the game. It was always been part of the game. It's like I'm not a NASCAR fan. Why do people watch NASCAR? They watch it for the accidents, as far as I know.
No, they don't. It's like a cat watching a laser beam.
Yeah,
they like watching.
Go around in circles for 500 laps or whatever it is.
Yeah, but Chris, there are people. I'm going to tell you something right now.
Like
Have you ever been to a NASCAR race?
No.
Well, there you go, Chris. Until you've been to a NASCAR race and you're sitting there on the front line right there, and whoa, whoa. I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell a couple of the Reptoy boys that go every year. They had the parties in the pit. You think your tailgate parties or something, Chris?
Oh, I know.
You got to go to some of these parties at these NASCAR parties. And I'll tell you, them Reptoy boys know about that. It's traditional to them. And their crew, they got a crew they go. I mean, these guys go there and they have a good time. So don't you be talking that when these guys are over here watching the show, Chris. Watch out.
Well, and it's the same thing with hockey. Bring back fighting. Hockey was so much better when there was fighting.
Chris, I didn't know you were such a violent guy.
I'm not. I just, as long as it's not me getting beat
They
up.
got MMA. You can watch MMA if you want to get someone punched in the face. That's what they do.
You know what? I don't even watch that.
Well, hockey does have fighting.
Hockey's
got fighting and the way it happens. And you know where I'm from, Chris. Hockey Town. Hockey Town. I know. I can hear the birds chirping in my ear. Hockey Town. But how about when you're in Hockey Town and you went through the era with Probert, Koser, and all these other guys that were in there, the guys that were the intimidators that controlled the league in hockey with the intimidating fighting stuff. How about that? You remember those days?
Yeah, because that's when hockey was good. I do remember those days. You know, when players would jump over the ice and go after fans, those were the golden days of hockey.
Man, I remember I went to a hockey game. I was in Detroit, all right? And I went to a hockey game, and Probert got into it. And I stood up, okay? I was like, everybody, okay, you stood up. The gloves went down. I jumped up to see this Probert fucking everybody. And I was eating a pretzel, a hot pretzel, big hot pretzel with mustard all over it. And I jumped up. I dropped that pretzel on the woman in front of me wearing this white fur jacket.
Did you have mustard all over?
Mustard all over the jacket, Chris. And let me tell you this. If you would have seen the size of her husband or her significant other, he made Bob Probert's fight out there. He made Bob Probert look little, and I just looked at him, and I was just like, sorry. And he looked at me with the look of death, and he kind of giggled a little bit at me. She wasn't happy. She walked out of the place, but whew, that was a close one, especially sitting in the seats over there at Cobo Hall. Trust me, Chris.
We got a couple people out there. Raiders Mike's out there in Facebook land.
Is he?
Yeah.
Talk to me. What's he got going on?
He's got smiley faces, but we were talking to him earlier about coaches on the hot seat.
Coach, we were talking to him. Chris, you guys were going back and forth about the Gruden job, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to, because he's a Raiders fan, just like, you know, a normal Boston fan. I'm trying to push some buttons there, but you know, we had that stat up or the pictures up, and we had, I think, Garrett, Dirk Cutter, and Hugh Jackson on it, and I think those are three good picks to do it. And who else out there other than those three? I mean, those can't be the only ones. And I just, after the Raiders traded Amari Cooper this week, I'm so disenchanted. I mean, I've never been a Gruden fan, but it's just like it just seems like I know they're trying to build the team for Las Vegas, but you still got to play to win the games, man.
You do got to play to win the game. I get it, Chris, but we said this early on in the season, and Rocco called it early, and he said, it's very important and going to be important that Gruden's going to build for the next couple years of when he gets to Vegas, so he's got the team and enthusiasm when he gets to Vegas. Did he not say that, Chris?
Yeah, but how old's Amari Cooper? He's what, 24, maybe 25? I don't. He's a young guy, and he's got all the potential in the world. Why wouldn't you want him on your team? Who are they going to throw the ball to on the Raiders now? Who they have nobody to rush the pass, no pass rush because we got rid of Khalil Mack. Oh, let's get rid of our best receiver so we have no one to throw the ball to. And you know who's next? Derek Carr. Derek Carr is going to be the next player they trade.
Come on now. You really think they're getting ready to trade Derek Carr?
Derek Carr does not make it to
what? Tell me why, though, Chris. Why?
They're saying he's lost the locker room. If he's lost the locker room, I mean, look at the numbers. He's throwing.
Well, let me say one thing. I'm going to tell you. Okay, Raiders Mike. If you're John Gruden, you ain't getting cut any slack because you got a 10-year, $100 million deal. And Raiders Mike says, I want 5 rings. Now, what I want to ask Raiders Mike is Raiders Nation, Raiders Mike, you got to answer this for me right here. Is this really how intent Raider Nation is? That you guys want 5 rings in 10 years? Come on now, really? Isn't that what he said, Chris? He wants 5 rings.
Yeah, I told him to get he said he's going to have a lawsuit if they don't get it. I said he better get a good attorney.
But
they're not going to get it.
But I'll tell you what, Raiders Mike, I appreciate your enthusiasm because that's what a true fan is. That's what we all want. We all want that, and you hope for that, and that's what keeps you on the edge of your seat, And so I feel for you guys right now with what's going on over there, Raider Nation. But I also think there's this weirdness going on because the team is ready to go to Vegas, and I'm really, really interested to see that transition thing. And if Raider Nation's, if they go with them, I mean, it's really fun to go to Vegas to watch a football game. I mean, and if you're, Raider Nation going to Vegas for the weekend for a game, kind of would be cool. But I always wonder about that. The Buccaneers over here in Tampa haven't been this great team, but I would hate to lose them. I mean, we went through a lot with them, but wow, that's a tough one, Raiders, Mike. So we'll kind of try to keep up with you on this. We're going to try our best to keep up with you on this. And it's not every day I can, keep up on the Facebook thing. We don't have our intern in here today. So, I mean, that's the problem.
I'm going to do a little translating from Facebook Live.
He said
he doesn't think Derek Carr likes the offense. And I mean, if there's two as an offensive coach in John Gruden, you've got to really like what he's going to bring to the table as an offensive-minded person because he's one of the best at it. Just like Belichick is one of the best on defense, if not the best, John Gruden is one of the best, if not the best, of an offensive-minded football mind. So Derek Carr needs to get with the program and get on the same page with John Gruden because there's no one better for him than John Gruden being the quarterback guru that he is. And I'm not a fan of Gruden, but you've got to buy into your coach's system or you're going to be gone. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
I could not agree with you more. The first thing I want to do is I want to hit a couple calls. I know we're not having both of the Primo brothers. We are having Detroit dupes, and I want to kind of hold Detroit dupes off a little bit here because I got to save him for a little bit later in the show here, and I hope that's okay with him that we do that. But I want to go to a couple other callers that we're going to have in and see what we can get going with that, Chris, because I know Detroit Dupes and what he brings to the table. He's a regular. And
him, so, I want his, I didn't pick last week, so I'm going to take his picks.
You're going to – yeah, right. That isn't happening. That is not happening. You know that. Let's go to the phone here, Chris. I'm winging this.
All right.
I don't know. Right. I have no clue.
So you're looking at the Raiders at 1-6.
Hang on. Hello. This is the Leepa Live show.
This is the what?
Leepa Live.
Leepa Live.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you call in the show?
No, I did not. I was looking for somebody calling for health insurance, and I was just returning that call.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. You're actually on a live show right now. We're live on the air.
Oh, we are. Is anybody out there looking for health insurance? I do marketplace and private plans.
I tell you what, typically, we'd have to charge you to plug something. I mean, but
I'm just saying, you said I was alive, so I was just jumping and taking advantage of the opportunity to be live.
That's it. You got to take advantage of your opportunities, so I can't blame you there.
Around once.
All right, I'll tell you what, since we got you live on the show, who's going to win the game tonight? The Dolphins are at the Texans. Who's going to win? Dolphins or Texans?
Dolphins.
All right. Your pick's in. What's your name?
It's you now.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. The Dolphins is your pick. We're going to write that down so you can chime in. Look for Leepa Live. Leepa. Leepa Live. Find us on Facebook and you put in your pick. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. That's part of what it's all about. No, I got
go for that.
I thought we were going to have Raiders Mike, and I really thought that Raiders Mike was calling in. But that was great. That's live right there, and that's how it works. We had someone
like David Carr. I'm almost crying.
We had someone trying to sell insurance, and this girl, I tell you what, she did not skip a beat. She took the plug right there and went with it. That was awesome. And then she made a pick. I mean, that's live. That's as good as it gets, Chris, right there.
It doesn't get any better than that.
That's what we want. So, yeah, I thought we were going to have – Chris, can you please check out the Facebook for me? Do we got this Raiders Mike? Is he going to get on the show or what? I mean, I see my little decal here, but I don't know what that means. Chris.
I'm going to try and get him. Let me see if I can get him. I'll post him a note. Mike, if you need the number, just let me know on Facebook, and I'll shoot it over to you.
There you go, Mike. There's a 3-second delay. That's all it is. So you just got it right there. All right. So that was fun. Guys, I want to let you know something right now. If you do want to call into the show, let me give you a little preview of what's going on here. Okay, check it out right here. Might as well get this right now. LeepaLive.com is the venue for you. If you're watching this on Facebook or if you're watching it on YouTube, LeepaLive.com is where all the extras are. It's a great place to watch it. There's a lot of extras going on and so much more to come. There's an NBA. We're going to call it B-Ball. There's B-Ball coming very soon. That is going to be exciting. But right now, you want to be part of this show right now? Check it out right below me right here. You see that? It says register and be part of the show. LeepaLive.com. You're going to see the register button. Once you hit that register button, you don't got to jump hurdles. You don't got to jump through flames. It's going to give you the phone number to call in, I said. So, you want to be part of the show? I don't care what you got to say as long as it's sports related. I don't want politics. You know I don't. We're dealing with an escape from reality. An escape from reality. Okay? There's other shows for that stuff. Stick with me here. This is about a game. And that's what I want to keep it. So feel free, my friends. We have thick skin here, alligator skin here in Florida, you're not going to offend us. Promise you that. So, Chris, let's get a little bit back to the game here, if we may, Chris.
Yep, I'm trying to get.
You're live.
I'd go back to the caller for insurance.
Oh, yeah.
She's more ready than I am.
Chris, let me ask you this right now. You got similar records with these two teams, okay? And both of these teams are coming in with similar records, but as we said before, one's hot, one's not.
All right,
and yeah, Chris?
All right, so look at that, though. I mean, 4-3. Yeah, they're both 4-3. And exactly like you said, one's hot, one's not. But look at the 3 games that the Texans lost to. First week at New England, they lost to the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Second week, they lost to the Titans, who are kind of a surprise team to me and are playing good football. Then they lost to the Giants. That can't happen. That just can't happen in this day.
It shouldn't.
And then they beat the Colts, the Cowboys, the Bills, and the Jaguars, who I don't know what's up with the Jaguars. I mean, I really don't. I mean, they should be a playoff team, and they're duds right now.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but this is the point in time of what we're going to do here is we're going to bring in one of our experts right now to the show. Bring it in the expert. Hang on, Chris. Hang on.
Who are you bringing in?
What's up?
Detroit Dupes.
Are you selling insurance?
What's up, Detroit Dupes? We had to bring in one of our experts here because I tell you what, first and foremost, we're talking about who's hot and who's not. And Dolphins not, Texans yes. But when we come into the show and who's hot and who's not, Detroit Dupes is making the picks. He's hot. The guy's on fire right now.
Yes, sir.
You are on fire, Detroit Dupes.
That's like 26-3.
Ouch, Chris. There's no way. Did you hear what he just said?
There is a way. I think he's right.
Are you serious?
No, he got. Hold on. Where's my weeks?
Detroit Dupes, are you serious right now? You're 26-3.
No, he went 11-3.
Okay.
He was 11-2.
Okay. Wow. Hey, watch out, Detroit Dupes, when Chris starts digging through his notes over here, okay? Watch out.
So he's 22-5, though.
22-5?
Yep.
Close enough.
You're right. So, with that being said, Detroit
Not as good a
Dupes.
percentage as Murph, though.
Murph's 6-1 right as we stand. He didn't pick it. He only does Thursday games, okay? Detroit Dupes.
Yes, sir.
Dolphins are at the Texans. Talk to me.
It's going to be a good one. That's another 50-50 game this week.
It is, and it seems like they're all like 50-50 this week, doesn't it?
Yeah, I heard you earlier. This is a brutal week for picking.
It's brutal if you're betting. Keep your money in your pocket. I mean, unless you're betting on the Rams.
Yeah, right. They're due, though, for a loss, too, but we'll hold that for Sunday.
Yeah, okay. There's a nice little teaser for Sunday right there. So
We got the Dolphins that are probably pretty pissy mad.
Right.
Losing to who?
I know they lost to Detroit. They did.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing, though, Detroit Dupes. Who did you pick in that game?
You know I picked Detroit.
It was the other Primo brother that's been making me wonder what kind of brew's going on and if it's home brew or foreign brew. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
brutal
with Detroit. They tried to give it away.
They tried to. You're right. They did try to.
So
go ahead.
Texans, they just have way more weapons right now.
They do.
Hey, don't forget that receiver they got the number 1 fantasy receiver of last year.
He is.
But we're talking this year. I don't care about last year.
Well, they're gonna get Chow ahead.
I've never laughed so hard in this show.
How about that JD Martinez?
What's that?
How about that JD Martinez?
Dude, what about this whole team, man? They're all with 2 outs. Could you imagine if they're doing that much damage with 2 outs?
They're sick. They're sick. They got half of Detroit's team, though. Kinsler, they got the pitcher last night, right?
Yeah,
I mean, who else they got?
Good. They're looking good. You look at DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think he scored a lot of touchdowns, though, is he?
Last year, yeah, he scored like 15, I think.
How many does he have this year, though?
Well, they're just now getting heated up. It's gonna turn up big time now.
But Detroit Dupes, did you hear my stat I said earlier? No quarterback's been hit more than Watson, and that's a little concerning. Actually, the one closest to him has been hit 16 times less. So that's a little concerning. He's been out before.
Right, but can they keep with blitzing like that and doing things like that when they got a deep threat now? Once they open that field up again, it's all over.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Then he can run around and do his thing.
So basically, I can tell right now, I can feel it, I can hear what you're saying, that the Texans are going to slap the fin off of the Dolphins.
It looks like that. I mean, it's an embarrassing game to call, really.
I know, but you gotta call it. We're gonna mark you down.
I'm simply going this one because of their home team, Houston.
You hear that, Chris?
I do.
Are you etching? He's etching you in right now.
I mean, one thing we haven't talked about is, who are the Dolphins receivers? Albert Wilson, Danny Amendola, and Kenny Stills. Their top 3 receivers.
Right.
Okay. From what I saw, Stills and Wilson aren't going to play. I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, that leaves Amendola as their 1, and then Hakeem Grant would be their second wide receiver. They don't have anybody to throw it to, and Osweiler's their quarterback. And if anybody knows how to defend against Osweiler, it should be his old offensive coordinator, quarterback coach O'Brien for the Houston Texans. So,
right.
You guys think this is a close game? I don't think this game is going to be even close. I think I can go home at halftime because it's going to be over by halftime.
My gut was telling me that Houston's D is probably going to score twice.
Wow, that's quite the prediction right there. And I tell you what, Detroit Dupes, I don't know where you're getting this stuff from, but I told you last week that you seem to have found the glass cleaner and you cleaned up the hour ball there. Something you're seeing, I don't know what it is, but you're seeing things clearly. And I don't know, you might be right. So you're calling 2 touchdowns for the defense.
Yeah, because I think the pressure, like you said, Clowney and you got the other guy at the other end, the madman there, Watt.
JJ.
That guy's just, they're just they're all gonna kick it into high gear together on this game.
I agree with you. Hey, I got something for you. I don't know if you've really been watching some of the pre-show stuff or anything like that, but here's something good for you, Detroit Dupes. Okay? What I want to know is, who do you think right now is the next, we called it the hot seat, okay? The hot seat. Who do you think is the next head coach of the NFL this year to be fired?
It's so hard for me because I believe what I'm saying about tanking games, and I don't think guys get fired anymore.
Well, when you start looking at Hugh Jackson and you think about that, it's kind of strange when somebody can actually go 1-31 and not be fired in his first 2 years. That's a little concerning, but somebody's getting canned. Now let me just say, let me ask you straight up, Detroit Dupes, what do you think about Jason Garrett and the decision he made last week at the end of the game? I don't know if you saw that game or not. Did you see that Dallas game?
Which play are you talking about?
I'm talking the very end of the game. There was 12 seconds on the clock. Okay? The NFL, the referees reviewed a play. Okay? So the clock was stopped. They had one timeout. 12 seconds on the clock. Okay?
Yeah.
With one timeout. Okay? So they get the ball set. They're lined up. The referees start the clock. Okay? It was first down, 2. You know what they did? They ran the ball up the middle, waited for 3 seconds, called a timeout, and went for the field goal.
Well, sounds like the Lions.
Here's the thing. First down, 12 seconds. Clock starts. Spike the ball. Now, can I get a play in here, a pass play to the end zone? Because remember, I got a timeout. I can throw it in the middle and call a timeout. But I got 2 tries. I got 2 tries. A quick pass to the end zone. 2. And I can run it where I want on the hash mark. I got my timeout for me. Chris?
Let me go over this because I'm looking at their schedule. And to me, to fire Hugh Jackson.
No. Hang on here. I'm dealing with Jason Garrett right now and why he's on the hot seat in my eyes and that call he made.
Oh, all right.
And this is kind of, Chris, really where I think he got put in the hot seat because he is the talk this week. And he's getting mentioned again as he keeps on getting mentioned as the years go. But
I'm still trying to figure out why he hasn't been fired before now.
I don't know.
I mean, what is
because he's Jerry Jones' love child.
I know they said that about
Romo. Pictures on Jerry Jones. He must have some pictures on Jerry Jones or something.
Now come on.
But you know what?
Detroit, don't listen to that.
I think the trade they made for Amari Cooper is going to make the decision of whether of 2 things: whether Dak Prescott is their quarterback of the future, and whether Jason Garrett holds his job. Because I think that Dak Prescott, everybody's always horrible this year. He's horrible this year. Dez Bryant was an above-average wide receiver who has not been replaced. And maybe he's average now, but regardless.
You know why he hasn't been replaced?
Well, let's just hold on. He wasn't replaced with anybody that's better than him.
Wait a second now. If he's so good, why isn't he on a team?
Well, he's not what he used to be. But who did they replace him with? Nobody. Then he also lost Jason Witten to the NFL Monday Night Football team.
That's it right there. No Jason Witten, no Cowboys.
Yeah, well, no, you can't take. Dez Bryant still caught a lot of balls for that team, so they haven't replaced.
But Jason Witten was the team.
They haven't replaced those 2 offensive weapons for Dak Prescott, and Ezekiel Elliott can only do so much. So I think having Amari Cooper there is we're really gonna find out who this Dallas team is right now to see if they're gonna get better with them. And you know what? If they don't, you've got to say goodbye to Jason Garrett.
They're not using Elliott in the way that they should. I don't think so. I don't think they're using him nowhere near the way they should. Detroit Dupes, I got to get direct with you on this. Okay? Talk to me and tell me, what do you think about Jason Garrett? Is he truly on the hot seat, and do you think that he could be the next head coach fired?
Not even close. He's not on the hot seat. And Cowboys getting Cooper is huge for them. They have no Witten. Witten moved the chains, period, which opened it up for Zeke. Zach was just there managing the games. That's it. Okay. And then they try to start this year like, oh, he's a real quarterback. No, he's not. Oops. We're going to find out. We're going to find out.
All right, then. So if you're saying no way that you have Jason Garrett, okay, you're saying no way to him in the hot seat.
Nope.
Okay, then let me move along. Let me move along here. Hugh Jackson.
Too much. They got too much. They're riding too much right now. They're not going to try to break up anything right now.
With Hugh Jackson?
That would kill that team. Just changing anything.
You're talking about Hugh Jackson right now, okay? And what you're talking about is we're at week 8, right? So that's 40 games, okay? And he's got 3 wins in 40 games, this guy, I said. 3 wins.
They've had nobody. They've had no players.
Who's getting all these first-round picks every year because they're the worst team in the NFL?
Well, that's their scouting team, probably. I don't.
When have we seen a coach ever this bad?
Lovie Smith.
We were talking about him earlier. I appreciate the quick draw on that one. Boom! I set that one up and you took it down with the quickness. Woo! Man, the barrel's smoking on that one. Now, Chris, what do you think about that right there? Lovie Smith, what he said. You heard the question.
Yeah, I actually thought
you like Lovie Smith. Look,
I did like Lovie Smith.
You're sympathetic to this guy.
I thought they didn't give him. It's kind of like the Fitzpatrick. They just didn't give him enough of a chance. They should have given him another year.
He looked like he was coaching golf.
But wait, why did they fire him?
Because he looked like he was coaching golf.
They fired him because they thought they were going to lose Dirk Cutter to another team, and they wanted him to be the coach of the future. And look at him. He sucks.
Well,
he's horrible.
I'll give you that.
Horrible.
I got to go back. You really think that?
Yes, I do think that.
Who sucks?
Cutter sucks.
Hey, you know who's on the hot seat? You know who's on the hot seat?
Talk to me.
The guy in Philly.
Ooh.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. I would think so, because that city will eat you alive. Yeah. And they are not producing.
Chris's second favorite fans are Philly fans.
They're horrible.
Hey, I'm a fan of fans, and fans are fans of fans, and bring that fan back to me. A fan's a fan.
Yeah, we're a competitor jersey to Philly.
Go ahead.
You know what? Was it Philly or I have gone to Philly, and I sat in like the upper tier, and I had a Patriots jersey. This was 20, 25 years ago probably. And the Patriots were absolutely horrible.
It's a good thing they were horrible.
It was like even I was yelling about the Patriots and how they sucked.
I tell you, the Eagles must have had Randall Cunningham back then.
It was
the Grogan era. The Grogan era.
No, it was a Drew Bledsoe game. And I mean, if you're cool with their fans, they're going to be cool with you. But if you act like an ass, you're going to be treated like an ass.
That's well put right there, because I've noticed that in all the different games and everything. And if you live in Florida, you're going to be infiltrated with everybody. This is a melting pot as it is. And you go to a game, if you go to a Buccaneer game, I don't care who they're playing, it's going to be even 50-50 fans. You go to a Rays game and Boston's in town, New York's in town, Orioles are in town. Are you kidding me? It's crazy. The Blue Jays, Toronto. You go to a Rays game, they're playing the Blue Jays. It's 50-50. If the Boston's in town, there might be more Boston fans now that Madden's gone. Madden did something to change that, though, didn't he, Chris? You remember those?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Joe Madden's probably one of my favorite Major League Baseball coaches. Same thing. I came down to a Patriots Buccaneers game before I lived down here, and it's hot there, and coming from up north, you can't expect it to be that hot. And we're, of course, we're drinking some beers, and the Patriots, I don't think they got a first down to like 3 minutes into the fourth quarter or something like that. This was the Drew Bledsoe ages, and these drunk ass rednecks come with no teeth come up to me, y'all came a long way to see him lose. And I mean, it's I always remember that 20 years later.
So what do you mean? The guys that were sitting there saying to you, they got a bad sunburn on their neck or something?
Yeah, they had a bad sunburn.
I don't know the terminology, I guess, but I mean, I don't know. Does the sunburn?
Trying to figure out how that guy was able to afford a ticket to the game, but maybe they were cheaper back then.
Man, look at there you go, a Boston fan taking a sore one. You hear this, Detroit dude?
Yeah, I hear it.
But all right,
I hear it.
Well, you're talking about.
You're talking about Tampa Bay, though. Tampa Bay, they got the boat, they got the pirate.
No,
they just got no. They got no identity. They got no identity. No one's scared of y'all.
No, this was when.
Now, hang on a second.
They were orange and white.
All right, hold on. And I know now I can do this because the season's already rolling. I need a 20-second NBA timeout here. forgive me if I'm mistaken here, but in 2002, the Super Bowl champions were the one and only Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that pirate ship was lighting some cannons off then. One Mike Allstott, the A-train, coming up the middle. And who was our quarterback? Brad Johnson. Hey, how about that?
All right, let's go back to last week's game. Go back to last week's game then, though. What was the big comment about that game in that matchup? These two teams are the teams with the biggest playoff drought. The Cleveland Browns haven't been since God knows when, and the Bucs haven't been back since that Super Bowl.
Wow. That hurt.
They're right behind them.
I mean, Detroit Dupes, that's called putting me in my place. That one kind of hurt.
Whew. Sorry, John. I forgot you're sensitive.
Wow.
Hey, how about Jameis, though?
Let's go.
How about Jameis?
Wait. What'd you say, Detroit Dupes?
I said, how about Jameis getting it done for me last week?
Jameis ain't getting Wow, that was close. I almost said poop in the wrong way. Jameis didn't mean anything. He threw 3 interceptions. He was playing Cleveland. Cleveland has 3 wins in 40 games.
Yeah.
That's who he was playing.
So hasn't Jameis, though.
Jameis
has 3 and 20.
Wow. So, hey, I before we move on, I gotta nip this in the butt here, Detroit Dupes. Your number 1 pick right now, the next coach. We're gonna write this down. I want you to call it. The next coach to be fired, Detroit Dupes. Tell me.
It's gotta be by the end of the year. Let's see. It'll either be Cincinnati or Philly.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So Cincinnati or Philly, okay, but I need you to pick one.
I'm going to go Cincinnati.
Good pick.
It's been a long run for that guy, and Chris, you were talking about him earlier.
Yeah. The big thing for him is he's got to win more than the first round of the playoffs. I mean, I think he's the second longest tenured coach after Belichick, but he's got to. This is his team. They're a good team. They started off strong. Have played a little bit tougher teams and haven't done as well. They've got to win those games, the tough games, and not lose games to teams that they should be beating. If they don't make the playoffs, he's definitely gone. I think if he makes the playoffs and is out in week 1, flip a coin. If he goes far into the playoffs, he stays there. But let's go back to Cleveland. I'm looking at their schedule, and this, for him to get fired, for him not to get fired, let me say, I think he needs to win 6 or 7 games. I think he can still not get fired if he wins 6 or 7 games. I really thought that he had to win 8. All right, well, let's say 6. Let's say 7 and a tie, because he already has the tie. But I look at their schedule. They've got Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. They're not going to win that.
Hang on now. They tied Pittsburgh.
They're not going to beat Pittsburgh at home after tying them the first game. They're not.
No way.
KC, Atlanta, at Cincy.
Ugly.
Tell me when they're going to win. At Cincy, at Houston, Carolina, at Denver, maybe that one. Cincy at home, and then at Baltimore. They don't have 2 wins in them.
Wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, so I think Cleveland.
Cleveland might win one more time. If they win one more, you know what that means, don't you? That means that they've played what? What do we got? My mask. 48 games, and they're going to win 4 out of 48, huh?
Well, listen. Did they? Have you heard that he's going to get fired?
Yeah, you know who I heard it from? I heard it straight hot off the press from Leepa Live. I'd put him in the hot seat, I said. I'd put him right on the grill. Right next to the baked potatoes.
I'm just saying he should have been fired last year, right?
You know he should have, but you can only go so long here. When you're going to If you're going to have some shake and bake going on, you got some shake and bake. That's what I call Baker. You cannot do this one more season. You cannot be an NFL coach, okay, and be that bad. You got to be able to go 500.
They have a rookie quarterback.
I understand they got a rookie quarterback, okay? He happens to be the number 1 draft pick.
Right, and he's performing.
Okay, but you got other rookie quarterbacks playing right now too.
Yeah, but they don't have the weapons. This guy has no weapons.
He does have weapons, Detroit Dupes. He's got weapons. They've got who's the Chris is the better one to ask, and I know he knows who the main weapon is of receiver for Baker.
Jarvis Landry.
Landry, there he is. And then you got that rookie number 11, the double ones. And I'll tell you what, that kid's good, Detroit.
All right.
You got a good tight end.
I'll tell you
got
what,
a great
the best
running
receivers.
game. You got a great running game. You got a defensive line.
All right. So I haven't talked much Patriots today, which is very. But here we go. Did you hear what Edelman said to Cleveland? Thank you for Josh Gordon.
Yeah. Ouch. Hey.
So Josh Gordon, we give up a 5th round pick or a 7th round pick? I can't remember. It was a 5th round pick, but we got there. It was only like 7 slots that we gave up because they gave us back a 7th round or a 6th round pick or whatever. And then Cooper goes for a 4th round pick or a 5th round pick. What are these teams doing, man?
What's New England?
I can't figure it out very much. And that game has started at the Miami game, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm sure you got that game on TV there. I'm also looking at, we got an early game on Sunday where we got the Philly and the Jags game going on. So that's gonna be a good game too. You got 2, 3, and 4 teams.
We're gonna have to call that one.
So 2, 3, and 4 teams both went to the NFC and AFC Championship, one Super Bowl winning team, and then the Jags, who I think they're in trouble. And John, you're big on Bortles, and they're saying there's a quarterback controversy.
Hang on now. You're thinking I'm big on Bortles.
You are big on Bortles.
Hang on. Just because I stuck up for the guy because he gets thrown way under the bus. There's most buses are dualies, okay? Well, people are throwing him underneath all 4 tires in the back, okay? They threw him way underneath the bus and got him ran over by all 4 tires. I'm just trying to get the guy to get run over by one of the tires on the bus, not all 4 of them. Don't mean that I got something going for Bortles here. His poster is not on my wall. But when you take a team deep in the playoffs, you're an NFL quarterback. Enough said. When you're in a playoff game, and you're completing passes to move the chains when it's 3rd and 9.
Well,
and I'll tell you, you could go back and watch every one of those games with Bortles. Next thing you know, everybody jumped on the Chuck wagon, okay? They jumped on the wagon. They were riding. Yahoo! They were riding that wagon.
Yeah, but Bortles doesn't. I don't know what's the person that leads the Chuck wagon.
Wasn't those great commercials? You remember that, the Chuck wagon?
Yeah,
those dog food commercials?
But he's not the leader of the wagon.
Hey,
the leader of that team is Fournette. And if you don't have Fournette, you can't run. They can't run the ball. Bortles was good because they just ran the ball 30 times with Fournette, and then he had to throw a couple passes to his wide receivers here and there.
3rd down completions to move the chains in the playoffs and win you some playoff games. Okay, he was the quarterback for that team. That's all I'm saying. And so when I stand up for the Bortles, there's a reason why he got the contract. Remember this. Hang on a second here. Another 20-second NBA timeout. He got a contract, didn't he?
Yeah.
And how did he get that contract? How did he get that contract?
Because he was winning games.
He was winning playoff games.
Was he winning the games or was Fournette winning the games for him? Fournette and their defense are what wins them games. You don't win.
Boy, oh boy, you just took the win right out of that guy's cell. He was throwing passes in the playoffs. Detroit Dupes, you got something on this?
He's played his best 2 games of his life against the Patriots. And Don't get me wrong. He played great in those games.
Okay,
if
then.
he played like that every day, he'd be a top 5 quarterback. But he doesn't.
Detroit, I'm looking for you here. Talk to me.
Jacksonville's bad. Hey, do me a favor. Give me the rest of Jacksonville's schedule.
You're going to put – I like that. Put them right up there on the spot. Settle them down a little bit, Detroit Dupes.
Hey, Dupes, let me – while I'm looking that up, who were the 3 wide receivers for Jacksonville last year? Or two wide receivers?
Like Alan Hearns, and I remember Alan Hearns came in and lit it up for a minute.
And what was it? And the other one was Marquise Lee was on IR.
Marquise Lee, he was always hurt. Always hurt.
And who was the one you just said?
Alan Hearns.
Alan Hearns. And there was one other guy. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. But
some Williams or something.
And they just don't have that right now. I look for Sidney Moncrief to have a good game on Sunday, though. And you wanted their schedule. Jacksonville's in trouble.
They're in trouble? You think Jacksonville's in trouble? Hey.
They're going to lose to Philly.
They're going to lose out, probably. They're really bad.
Wait, okay. The game, they're playing Philly this weekend, right?
Yeah.
And this is the early game that we got to call, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jacksonville and Philly, right? And I'm going to tell you this right now, since everybody wants to do this. Bortles, let me tell you right now, don't worry, pal. All right, you're going over there on European soil where your team might end up being anyway, okay? You're going to go show these Europeans what it's all about. Touche with the hat, the European hat that I got on for you there, Bortles. Go in there and light it up, okay? And then when we get back to the show and we talk Bortles again, we're going to talk about all the third and long completions he made. Then we can have this. So I'm picking right now. Here it is. I take Jacksonville in that game. There's my pick.
Not good, because usually Philly does this the first 8 games, and then their defense shows up. The Philly defense is going to show up, dude. That is going to be an ugly game.
You know Philly who has home field advantage in this game, correct?
It don't even matter, dude.
It does matter.
There is no home field advantage.
Oh, yes, there is.
Not when you're in London.
And what is one team and one owner that keep on rumoring about moving their team to London?
They are.
I'll tell you this. I think Bortles plays better in London than he does in the U.S.
There you go. There it is. Right there out of Chris's mouth.
No way. Philly's not going to get embarrassed in front of the world like that.
Hey, Detroit Dupes, we need a nickname for Chris. You were ready. You were ready for him today. You were ready, and you were armed and ready.
How about them socks, eh?
Hey, I pack my Cat Harvard yard when I'm up there, but hey, we need to get to Murph's pick. That game started.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let me cue it up for you while you guys are
And who did you pick, John? Since it started, you got to give me a pick.
I'm taking the Texans. I mean, I've picked Miami a couple times. I think once this year, maybe twice. But both records are the same. A little concerning, like I said, about as many times as Watson's getting hit, 16 times more than the next. Okay, he's leading the league in the amount of times he's been hit, but still, that defense is coming alive. You got the top receiver, like you said, Detroit Dupes. They really got something going on there. They're hot right now. Nobody's going to put that flame out anytime soon. I'm definitely taking the Texans at home in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, can you write that down for me?
It's in ink. I think I said it earlier. I'm taking the Texans on that too. Their defense is too good. They got too many people to throw the ball and run the ball. And or whatever his name is, Osweiler, right? Is the quarterback from Miami. I don't think he has a good game.
He's just not good.
Yeah, and like I said, when he was with Denver, he had that okay year, kind of only because Peyton Manning wasn't as good as he used to be, so it made him look good. And then he got that.
We had Demaryius Thomas and all them too. Yeah, so many more weapons in Denver.
Yeah. Is there a score in that game yet?
Detroit.
I'm not even watching it. Okay.
I'll pull it up.
Well, look, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Right now, I'm real quick going to go into the Murph Man pick so everybody can see, because I know some of you on Facebook. Chris, have you been watching Facebook at all for me?
Not really, but a little bit.
I'm just making sure we're still cooking on Facebook, because sometimes we get booted off of Facebook. I don't know if it's because I say NFL or stuff like that, but are we?
Say it if we're gonna get kicked
I'm
off.
just saying.
Hey, they left the insurance lady on, so we're still.
Are we still on Facebook?
We are still on Facebook.
All right, so here you go, Facebook, because I know you love Murph Man, and I know everybody's been watching them. Here is your Murph Man pick of the week.
Can I tag people on Facebook?
Make your pick.
Here he goes. Watch it.
See, it looks like he's going for the one on the left there. But
No.
Don't
Don't confuse it.
Did he
Hey,
do a little Barry Sanders sidestep there?
look at this. Look.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He looked at the other one, but then you got to go with what it is. And
He picked the Houston Texans.
got to go with what he takes first.
Yeah.
Picking the Houston Texans was the first one that he picked. Houston Texans. Murph, good job on that one. Murph picked the Houston Texans.
He knows what he's talking about.
There it is right there. Murph's 6-1, okay? He's taking the
That's
Houston.
pretty incredible.
It is incredible. I mean, it's no fluke when you start seeing what Murph Man's doing here. It's no fluke. There he is right there, Murph Man. Murph Man makes his picks of the week every Thursday. And if you want to know what he picked, there he is. Murph Man takes the Texans. And he's 6-1, soon to be 7-1. I mean, really, come on now. I can't set it up. I can't make a fix. How am I going to make a fix? It's a dog knocking over a cup with a helmet in it, I said. I can't fix this up. He's doing better than me. Actually, we're the same. On Thursday night, he and I are both 7-1. Chris, I'm not trying to grind it in on you.
I'm 6-1.
6-1?
Yeah. We're all 6-1.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We're all 6-1.
On Thursday.
Yeah, the one you lost, I won.
Oh.
But I lost one early. Yeah, we're all 6-1.
All right. Who cares?
I can't be
All right, Detroit Dupes.
What's the overall standings?
Overall standings. I don't know if we can get into that right now,
Yeah,
but we
I think so,
have
right?
to get into that next week. And we're going to, Detroit Dupes, and the reason why is because we're halfway through the season next week. After Sunday, we're 8 weeks in. So we'll do it next week. In fact, I'll tell you what right now. Our next Thursday show, we're going full standings and see where we are.
Yes, sir.
Because then we're halfway through, right?
Yep.
All right, that's what we're doing. Next week, we're going full. Rocco, by the way, did text me his pick for today, so I'm going to go ahead and read off Rocco's pick. Let's see here. I just want to double read it because the last thing I want to do is make a pick that he didn't pick. He went with the Texans. Rocco went with the Texans. Rocco's putting in the hours. He's doing some OT, so we couldn't get him on the horn.
He needs
But,
to. He was 7-7 last week.
7-7 last week?
I was in third place.
Brutal.
5. John was 10-4.
Brutal.
I was 10-4. Come on.
Mario was 11-3.
Detroit Dupes had 11-3 because he's going with this conspiracy theory stuff, and it's working for him. Jeez.
How many games were there last week? There was 14?
Yep.
14. All right, Detroit Dupes.
Which three did I lose?
You lost the Dolphins.
Hang on
No,
now.
I-
Back it up.
No, I'm sorry. You lost the Bills.
Wait. What? I didn't take the Bills.
Now watch out because Detroit Dupes can be a little slippery. Okay.
We'll have to go
I
through
lost.
the tape. I had you picking the Bills over the Colts.
No way.
All right. So here's.
I think so.
You know what? This is awesome, and I'll tell you
Here's
why.
what the deal is. Here's what the deal is. I lost one game last week.
Whoa! Did you hear, Chris?
I'm looking.
Are you serious right now, Chris? Hey, Detroit Dupes, thank you so much, because now we're going to have to watch this guy because he's got me stinking it up. Now, here's what we're going to do, Detroit Dupes. Don't worry one bit. You want to know why? Because we're going to play the film back next Thursday.
That's right. What game did you lose?
Shit.
Now, watch the SH, okay?
Yeah.
You can say poop, and you can put anything on top of poop you want to. Watch the SH.
You lost the Eagles game?
I'm trying to think.
You lost the Eagles game?
Who did they play?
The Panthers.
Who won that game?
Not you. Then you had the Bears over the Patriots.
No, I had the Patriots.
We're gonna have to review some tape.
All right, I like this. You know why? Somebody's
busted.
The wrong guy. Somebody's busted. What?
You got the wrong guy.
I got the wrong guy. You're talking about the other Primo brother, huh?
This was I very well could have, because this was when I was on the iPhone.
He was on the road too when he was doing this. I don't know why he wasn't paying better attention, but here's the thing. I've been waiting for this to happen. Next Thursday, we're reviewing the tape.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And now I'm going to have to go over everything because he's got me stinking it up. So I don't know if it's...
You're 10-4. You just be quiet right now. You better be careful. We might go back and review. And
I was a well-deserved 10-4.
I'm going to have to go back and watch that whole episode.
I got to go watch it.
13-1, baby.
Somebody go back and Leepa Live and watch it for me.
Detroit Dupes, are you serious? You think you lost only one?
That's right.
I mean, if you're this much on fire, that's scary because that's 2 weeks in a row.
Yes, sir.
Whoa!
That's why I said 26-3, baby.
You did say that. We're going to review it. If you're that hot right now,
we're going to have to give him...
I need a bookie. Is what I need.
I don't know what... We got to come up with something for the winner of this. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be. Is it going to be a party at somebody's house and flying somebody? I don't know. But we got to come up with something on this.
You should give me the number to a bookie.
Yeah, I'll give you a number to a bookie. I'll give you a number. Be like, hello.
I've got a feeling you've already got one.
He wishes he did right now with those stats he's got going on. All right, so here it is right now. We're going to just call it out there. Next week, we review footage. We're going over footage. We're going to settle this with live footage. That's the thing that's kind of cool about it is I'm going to roll back the pick and the live footage on it.
Live on there, baby.
You know, that's the good thing about it. You can only be so slippery. You can only be so wet. We got you, and we're going to find a way to grab and put the hook in the mouth. Chris, you better not be trying to play no sly stuff here.
Dude, it's in ink. It's in my handwriting. That don't mean I heard it right, because it was definitely hard to hear.
Well, there is Primo brother. So you kind of got a back door that's cracked open right now. And if I were you, I'd start looking at that as an exit. There's two Primos. There is an exit for you. There's a back door open. So I'd kind of be...
Either way, they're still going to be crushing me. So it don't matter to me. Who do you got on that 9:30 game? We got to get that pick in. Eagles, Jaguars, 9:30 on Saturday.
He basically already said.
Yeah, I got Philly on that.
Yeah, that's right.
He basically already said. All right. Well, this has been a fun one. You know, this is a thing, Detroit Dupes, about our Thursday show that's become really a fun show. It's just wide open, man. It's wide open. We don't have to hit all the games, you know?
Yeah, talk about anything.
Hey, I want kudos for not talking about the Patriots all day long.
You didn't. You did. You did. You couldn't resist yourself. You could not resist.
But 2 minutes as opposed to 25.
It was nice. It was nice. I don't
You can scratch their name on the trophy, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You're going that far right now?
Oh, yeah. Who can beat them?
Yep.
When they're on, they're on.
The Rams?
Nah.
In the Super Bowl?
I'll tell you what. The key to that run is going to be whether the KC loses enough games to not have home field advantage. KC, if they end up having home field advantage in the number 1 seed, they're going to be tough to beat at home.
And that would be great for Reed because I really like Andy Reid as a coach, and to see him be able to advance and get in there. But could you imagine that Super Bowl right there if you're calling it that way, which I think you're calling it that way, Chris? Are you actually saying that you're looking for the matchup with Andy Reid coming up against Belichick?
I'll say this one thing is I think those two teams will be 1-2 in the seedings, and kind of like the Steelers last year, where the Steelers really should have beaten Jacksonville, and they were so confident they were going to win that I predicted that game that they didn't get out of that, and that Jacksonville was going to beat them, and I can see that happening. I'm hoping that happens to KC, because if there's any team that scares me in the AFC, it's KC,
and not the Rams. Now Detroit Dupes, when he says something right now, you should consider it etched in stone. Right now, the guy's on fire, and he's calling your New England Patriots to be the Super Bowl. Who do you? Now this is the bookies. The Vegas should be listening to you right now, Detroit Dupes. You might have someone drop $10,000 tonight with this prediction. Okay, so be careful here.
I say the hoodie is not going to lose to a rookie in the suit for anything.
So are you calling the matchup? Let me hear your Super Bowl matchup.
I'm just going to say New England scratch their name on the trophy.
But you're not going to say who they beat.
No, it could be anyone.
Okay.
Right now it's the Rams. I mean, right now it's looking like it'll be the Rams.
It could be the Chicago Bears for all I know.
Yeah, it could also be the Detroit Lions.
Hey!
Either way.
I'm still correct on the pick that I made for them. You know what I picked for them, right, Detroit Dupes?
What?
Preseason, I picked them to have 3 losses.
The Lions?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Well, Chris, what's the record right now?
I picked them to have 3 wins.
What's their record right now?
They are 3-3.
Okay.
They're looking up. Hey, I'll tell you what. They got that receiver they got over there. What's his name?
All right. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. This is going to be fun. If Chris can
they got a team right now.
If Chris can pull it up for us, and we can look at the remaining schedule for Detroit. Fair enough, right?
Detroit's looking good, dude.
Let's take a look at this before we start laughing. I got the funny hat on. That's fine. I'll take the laughs. That's fine. But let's just take a look at the remaining 9 games. 9 games for Detroit.
Hey.
And see where we're at, Chris.
Most underrated receiver in the league, Galladay.
I got him on my fantasy team.
So you go.
The problem is I also have Kerryon Johnson. I don't like having a running back wide receiver on the same team.
Chris, do you have the schedule for me?
Of course I do.
Can you please give it to us?
All right, we're gonna. This is a tough one because I don't know if I want to hear wins or losses from you.
I'm not going to say nothing.
All right, so we're started at 3 and 3, right? All right.
Yeah.
They got Seattle.
Win.
At Miami. At Minnesota.
Win.
At Minnesota.
At Minnesota. Win.
At Chicago.
Win.
Carolina.
That's a toughie. I hate Cam Newton. Dang it. God, I hate that guy. I'll say loss.
All right. Chicago again.
Win.
Yeah, you know what? I'm so glad you said that because I think Trubisky should be on that overrated list. He's not as good as people.
You just didn't like the way he ran away from your boys there. He tiptoed like he was in ballet. It was the funniest thing I ever seen. And that's what you didn't like is that he didn't just run 70 yards on an 8-yard gain. Okay?
Hey,
but he tiptoed around your boys. He looked at them and tiptoed in the end zone. And you know what? That rubbed you the wrong way, Chris.
John, what is a quarterback paid to do?
Tiptoe into the end zone against one
No.
New England Patriot
No.
defense. That's why
He's
New England's
supposed-
not going.
He's supposed to throw the ball to a receiver in the end zone, not throw the ball to the Patriots defender who's going to run it back to the end zone. He's supposed to throw the ball. You know what? I'm okay with the quarterback beating me by foot because their whole game plan is to shut down the run and then shut down the quarterback. And if he gets loose for one or two, it's a bend don't break defense, and that's what happened. They bend, but they didn't break.
Okay, but then why wasn't he on your overrated list until he played your one New England Patriots?
Well, because he's so good that he had 6 touchdowns against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Whew. Detroit Dupes.
Yeah.
Can you kind of tell when I hit a chord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, though. Let me tell you something. The Lions, I hate saying this because they'll probably get killed now, but they have a receiving core that's one of the best in the league. They have 4 really good running backs. They have a tight end now. They're just, all they got to do is outscore teams. I mean, if they can do that, they got a really good shot of winning this division.
Thank you. Now, can we please finish out the schedule, Chris?
Well, I'm just going to talk. How many good running backs?
4.
My prediction is Amir Abdullah goes to the Patriots.
Oh, you're trying to take
probably-
some of ours.
Probably.
All right, so Chris, you left off with Chicago. Can you carry on for me?
Rams.
Okay.
Loss.
Yeah, definitely. At Arizona.
Win.
At Buffalo.
Win.
At home against Minnesota.
Win.
At Green Bay.
Win.
Wow.
I agree with them 100%. I agree with them 100%. So here's the thing.
It's crazy. I can't even believe I'm saying that.
I can't either, but I called them to be 13-3 before the season started. I didn't know they were going to get killed by Cleveland. The way was that? Who was that? Was that who it was?
The Jets.
The Jets. I'm sorry. I did not. There's no way that should have happened. I should have one of them lost and give them back. There's no way that should have happened. Right now, the way they sit right now, they should easily, in my eyes, they should have 5 wins.
No, they should have 6.
Well,
They should have 6.
They should.
They lost to New York. They lost to San Francisco. Although San Fran had Garoppolo then.
Okay,
But
there's
they
the
were
two
in that
that
game.
there's the 2 wins that I
Okay.
want back. Yes.
And they lost to Dallas. They
Okay.
should have won that Dallas game. They should be 6-0.
Now
They should be at least 5-1.
So then how am I the laughing stock here? We all agree. We all agree what I'm talking about here. It's not so funny anymore. We all agree.
It's crazy. It's absolutely
But
crazy.
like you said, now they're probably going to lose the next 9 games.
Right. They'll
And
get
if Detroit Duke
53-0.
If Detroit Duke said it, and if we review the tape and his stats are what he says they are, his stats are what he says they are, then I'm listening to Detroit Dupes. In fact, I got some greenbacks burning a hole in my pocket. I'm going to listen to what the guy says. If his stats are what they say they are.
Raider Mike chirped in. KC is not going anywhere.
Raider Mike
Right.
chirped in. I don't know if you can call it a chirp because that would kind of be a tweet. Okay.
Well, he didn't tweet either, though.
But he chimed in, we'll say.
They usually have a meltdown every year.
So Casey's not going anywhere. You know, I hear you, Raiders, Mike, because you do got a rookie quarterback. But
Not a rookie.
yeah, actually, you know what, Chris? You're right. He's not.
For all intents and purposes, though, he
You're
is
right,
a rookie
you're right.
playing.
But I think that you got that Casey is going somewhere. Okay, I don't want to go over their whole remaining schedule now. We're getting a little carried away here, but
You know why they're not going to go anywhere? Because Andy Reid is the most overrated coach ever.
Oh, I don't know that I agree with that. I mean,
Ever.
it's hard to get to 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah.
it's
Who do you
also
have?
hard unless
can't be
you're.
a bad coach and not get to 4 Super Bowls in a row.
He didn't get to 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yes, he did.
No,
No.
he did not. There's only one
No, he-
team that ever did that, Chris, and that was Buffalo. Okay? Buffalo lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. Andy Reid did not match that. And I'm not even looking.
I'm sorry, it's 4 NFC Championship games in a row? Is that
Okay,
what it is?
okay, we can go there.
That's what it was. That's
But
what it was.
I know for a fact, and Jim Kelly, you're a great guy. I'm not so sure about your nephew, okay? We didn't talk about that yet, okay? Because he likes to get drunk and get thrown out of private parties thrown by his defensive end. And then he gets cut from the team after his uncle. Now, I don't know. Is Jim Kelly the uncle of this quarterback, Kelly, that's in Denver?
I don't know.
I read the headlines that Jim Kelly personally called up Broncos and talked to John Elway and said, I vouch for this kid. He's a good kid. Well, anyway, nothing against you, Jim Kelly. You're a great guy. But with Thurman Thomas, you did go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose them. And I'm not even a Buffalo fan, and I was rooting for you out there, too.
Right.
Cameron Drake, 13 yards for the touchdown.
It was those Dallas Cowboys that were taking them out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Dallas Cowboys that put the hurt in. That was what that was right there. Woo!
Scott Norwood.
Who was the other team? Who was the other team during that?
I know Brett Favre snuck one in there.
No, that was against the Patriots.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, Chris would know if it was against the Patriots.
So Dallas beat them twice. Who was the other 2?
I couldn't tell you that. I just know for a fact that it was that when we talk 4 Super Bowls in a row, I know who that is. Losing 4 in a row. That is Buffalo Bills. That's Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Reed as the receiver. I know that team.
Well, maybe was it San Francisco?
They lost to Washington. They lost to the Giants, Washington, and then Dallas twice.
Wow.
Yeah. That hurts. That hurts bad. And I'm trying to think now of that Redskin team and who that was.
Had to be Riggins in them, wasn't it?
No. Riggins was gone at that time. But that time that
Clinton Portis.
and let me ask you this. Was that 91 that they lost to the Skins? Chris?
Wow, that's so long ago. That's the one.
Hold on, where'd I go?
Watch this.
1992 season. So it was a 91 season, January 92.
Now, how did I know that? I'll tell you how I knew that right now. Because the week before they advanced to that game, they were playing the Detroit Lions.
That's right.
And
that was their one good year.
We were at the Murray house watching that, and I'm going to tell you what happened. Prior to Detroit going to Washington, man, did we have a good game with Barry Sanders in Detroit where he made Dallas look silly. It was the first playoff game for Detroit in 10 years. I was at the game. Wow, was that a great game. Made Dallas look silly. Then we had to go to Washington. Barry Sanders did not bring the cleats to run on ice. Washington's field was a sheet of ice. Washington advanced and went on to win the Super Bowl against the Buffalo Bills. Whew.
Yep.
I'm on top of my football.
I think that game was like 44-3 or something like that, wasn't it?
It was sad. I might have even seen a couple grown men cry on that game. I may have seen a couple grown men cry. And I'm not talking the football players.
Derek Carr
I'm talking about football fans.
Derek Carr wasn't born.
Right.
Okay, so where were we here? Because this is, I could talk football like this all day long. This is why this show is great. It's from the fans' perspective to the fans, back to the fans. Raiders, Mike, the next time what I want you to do is call in the show, man. We need another. You're a fan, and I can tell, and we appreciate it.
Hold on, Carrie. I'm sorry. We were just talking about the Bills, and you tuned in right in time for it, man.
Who?
My friend Kerry Siegel. He's a big Bills fan. Shout out to him. It'll be a good game this Monday night.
Oh, man, I feel bad.
We haven't talked about the Bills at all this season, and he tunes in right when we start talking about the Bills.
Oh man, I mean, is he still?
He is a diehard Bills fan. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, even though he's a Bills fan.
I mean, hey, if you're still a fan after those 4, could you imagine going to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row with the team they had? Remember how dominant that team was with Kelly, Thurman Thomas,
Andre Reed?
Reed? That was a dominant team, and they just couldn't finish. Wow.
Was Beebe on that team?
Who?
Yeah, he would have been.
John Beebe?
Yeah, because when they played, wasn't that the Dallas game where he was that a Thanksgiving game where he ran down Leonard Lett?
Oh, that's right. Yes, that was awesome. He was showboating and stripped the ball out of his hand at like the 1 yard line.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure
That
out
was
who was on that
awesome.
Redskins team.
The Redskins team, quarterback in that team? Man, that might have been
It was Mark Rippon was a quarterback.
yeah, it was Mark Ripken, yes. And I can't tell you.
Art Monk.
Wow! Who was running the ball?
Ooh,
Ernest Biner?
was it?
He was on that team. Hold on, my computer's
Yeah,
going crazy.
That sounds good. Houston just
Bruce
scored.
Smith on defense, right?
All right, wait a second. We got an update from Detroit Dupes. Detroit Dupes, give us the update.
Just running back up the middle, a couple yards, touchdown.
Who? Houston?
Houston
What's the score?
looks like 7-up.
7-up. They didn't kick the extra point yet, did they?
Hold on. Yep, 7-up.
Okay. These extra
Wait,
points
7-7, 7-7.
7 what?
Oh yeah, they haven't kicked the extra point yet.
Okay, now wait, because these extra points are no longer gimmies.
No, they aren't. Ask Justin Tucker.
Yeah. I mean, these
That was-
extra points are no longer gimmies.
Dude, that was brutal. He's never missed an extra point.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
almost-
brutal.
Brutal.
You know, I talked earlier, and I forget what it was. I said I hated about the NFL. I mean, there's a lot of things. Oh, the roughing the quarterback thing. That is one of the rules they got right in switching by moving the extra point kick back. I think that's one of the better things the NFL's done in the past couple of years.
Yep, I agree.
There's 3 of us that agree on that. I'm sure Rocco would too. All right, guys, we got to move along here. I'm telling you, it's almost past my bedtime. I start shorting out, and then I'm going to look strange when my energy goes because my energy's through the roof, as you guys know. And when it starts to go down, I'm like a freight train coming off the track. All right?
All right. Get you a hot coffee. Go get some chicken. Hey, you get your chicken wings?
I did get my chicken wings. I did. It took a while.
But wait, I won last week's game, so he's got to buy me wings tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how it works. But hey, I had to wait quite a while, didn't I, Chris?
Yeah, you did.
Let's try to make it a little quicker turnaround next time.
Yeah, like you buying me wings tonight.
No, I'm going to wait as long as you waited to pay me back. I got like 3 weeks before I got to buy you wings according to your schedule.
Now you got that was like 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
5 weeks, right? It was week 2.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah, so I'll wait on them wings and maybe I'll go double or nothing before I even got to pay up. We'll see how that works.
You know, Raiders Mike just put out a good point. We're talking about coaches getting fired and who's on the seat. We need to do one for kickers. Next kicker to get fired.
Yeah. Hey, finish this off with the coaches, okay? When we do this, I'm going to put this up again one more time. Here comes the graphics one more time for you. These are just ones that I put on there because I created my own hot seat. Agree with it or not, I did my own hot seat, and that's why I did it, so I could get people to agree or disagree with me. Here's my hot seat list for you right here. Number 1 I put on the list. After what I seen from him last week when he did not manage again a clock and put his team in a position to win, I put Jason Garrett on the hot seat. Number 2 is an obvious pick for me. I don't know if it is for you, but Hugh Jackson, a coach who has actually won 3 games out of 40? Ouch. How could that not put you on the hot seat? And then my favorite one right now is the one and only Dirk Cutter. Who are you and where are you going now? That's what I say about this guy. Who are you and where are you going? I don't know, but I think you need to go back to college football and see what you can do there. But I created my list. Those are my 3 Detroit dupes. I finally want to know your final answer. The next head coach to be fired, Detroit dupes.
Cincinnati Bengals. I can't remember his name.
Marv Lewis.
Yes.
Okay,
Done.
fair. Chris, your final pick. I know who you want to say, but you're trying to get it right.
You know, it's for my problem is I have people that I think should be fired, but I don't like. You look at Garrett. They just had they're on their bye week this week, so if they were going to fire him, they would have fired him Monday. So it's not going to be him. They're going to keep him. I'm going to go Hugh Jackson. I think we're looking at their schedule. I don't think he gets another win.
And for some reason, it doesn't look like it doesn't seem to me that he's doing what it takes to be. I mean, what are you doing with your team to get these wins? I mean, it just seems like, I don't know. And I guess it could be me. But I did watch the HBO special Hard Knocks, and I did get something. I know it's a produced show and everything like that, but at the same time, I did catch a little bit of that chemistry, and it seems like he's one of the boys, and sometimes that doesn't work out for you so good when you're a head coach.
Yeah, but it does. It has its good points and its bad points. I mean, you look at Mike Tomlin; he's kind of one of those guys too. And
how's that working out for Tomlin?
Yeah, maybe he should be on our list.
You
know what? It's funny. I mean, we talk about it, and I'm just coming up with new names. I think Arizona's Steve Wilkes is in trouble too at 1-6. Yeah, they haven't gotten Johnson going. If Byron Leftwich, who is now their offensive coordinator, which I didn't even realize he was a coach in the NFL. But
are you serious?
Yeah, he's their offensive coordinator now that they fired.
That's breaking news, and this will be his first week as the offensive coordinator.
So, and what he said is they're going to get back to the Bruce Arians way of using David Johnson, and if they can get David Johnson going, he survives. But if they don't get David Johnson going, he's a one hit. He's 1 year and out, and that's the problem I have. I find it hard for you to fire a coach when you've only given him a year, but I think that could happen in Arizona. I think it could happen in New York, and I think it could happen in Buffalo. But I don't know if he's been there in Buffalo.
Byron Leftwich better bust out the steaks for that offensive line.
Yeah.
God. I mean, really?
Let's see, Detroit Dupes. Let's see. And everybody deserves a shot.
Okay? Interception.
Talk to me.
I almost got my call there. Interception, Houston. They took it down to the red zone. Almost scored. I said they were going to score twice.
You did, didn't you?
Yep. They're in the red. They're close, man. That should have been a pick six.
You were looking for one of those defensive sixes, huh?
I just realized I didn't put my fantasy team in. I hope I don't have anybody on Houston. I know I don't have anybody on Miami.
Chris, did you make your pick for the Sunday early game?
Eagles.
You took the Eagles?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. You guys know who I got, right?
Now who's running the ball there in Philly?
Chris?
Ajayi's hurt, so it is Corey Clement and Smallwood.
Oh, okay.
Somebody else. Who's the other guy?
I don't know.
Well, you guys know.
You got me looking at ball.
You guys know. That's right. You're doing good at it too, Chris. That's why you're the man when it comes to the lookup, the quick lookup.
Sproles is back there too. Is he on IR? I don't think he's on IR.
Sproles, I don't even think he's played it yet this year. Hey, check it out. I just want you guys to remember, so when we roll back tape, you know who I took in that European game. I took the Jaguars, and you guys are all going to be very new fans of one Bortles. Does Bortles get the start? I forgot. He got yanked. He does?
Touchdown, Houston.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you say, Detroit Dupes?
Touchdown, Houston.
All right. Touchdown, Houston. We've landed.
Hey, Philly loses that game. There's my number 2 coach on the hot seat.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because Philly, that's the most underperforming team with what they have.
I just think they're still trying to get the thing going again after the fact that they had their, with Wentz coming back, they've had 2 quarterbacks this year, and I just think they're trying to get it rolling and stuff like that. And I really don't think Wentz is the same quarterback he was last year, MVP status. I just don't.
No, but either is the defense. The defense last year was awesome.
Right. You're right. So let's do this, guys. It's been real. It's been fun, but it is time to wrap it up. We got to get it done sometime, and I need to go to get my chicken wings and watch the rest of this game.
All right.
So, Detroit Dupes, you're going to be with us Sunday, right?
Yes, sir. Time flies when you're having fun.
All righty. Sounds like a plan. So then we will talk to you on Sunday, and we're also going to have we'll have the Primo brothers because Rocco will be with us on Sunday as well. So we got a good show ahead of us. So it's going to be a good one. Detroit Dupes, say hello to the family for us, and we will talk to you again real soon. Thanks for being part of the show, bud.
Yep, likewise. You guys have a great night. Great show. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take care. So there's another good call from Detroit Dupes. That is so much fun. So much fun. I'm telling you. So I also want to thank, Raiders Mike that we've had going back and forth with us. He's a true fan. Complete the task, Raiders Mike, and call us in next time. You can call us Sunday. The show starts at 10:30. So go ahead and register. We're still going to be on the Facebook Live. You'll find us there, Raiders Mike. But, hey, thanks for chiming in like that and adding some flavor to the show. We do appreciate that, and we encourage other people to do the same. I want everybody to remember ways to be part of the show. If you're watching this from YouTube or from LeepaLive.com, you can go to Facebook. You can like us on Facebook. We're Leepa Live. While you're at it and while you're on Facebook, just don't forget who you have there on Facebook, which is huge. You've got the Murph Man on Facebook. So don't forget about that. So while you're on Facebook liking Leepa Live, you might as well look up Murph Man, just as you see it spelled there, and like Murph Man. He's a popular guy, 10 times more popular than me, so I don't know why you wouldn't go to the Murph Man. He's a popular guy. So like us on Facebook when you get that chance. Hey, you want to be part of this show? You want to be one of the fans interacting with fans like we are? It's from the fans to the fans, back to the fans. Go to LeepaLive.com. It's very simple when you hit that live show, okay? Because you're going to see the big register button. Click that. You don't have to jump through flames. It's very simple. You're just going to click it, and you're going to get the number to call into the show or FaceTime. Your choice. Make it easy on yourself and do that so you can join us, okay? You could be the lead guy. Who knows? You take my job. Anytime we've aired a show, it's always right when you open LeepaLive.com. It's right there playing on every page until the next show airs. You can rewatch the show every time you want to at LeepaLive.com, okay? If there's something else in the player, hit the live show for sports. You're going to find the last show. Can always rewatch the show just in case you want to call us on something, okay? If you're a YouTuber, go to YouTube. Look for Leepa Live. You can watch every single show we've ever done. I think today was 23 or 24. So you can review those shows and see how bad we suck or how good we are. Go to YouTube and check it out. It's Leepa Live, easy to find. Remember, as always, guys, the shows are 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, and it is at 7:30. Here it is for you. 7:30 p.m. on Thursdays, 10:30 a.m. on Sundays. Another great show. Guys, don't forget, I want to show you this one more time because I think he's the best thing going. Murph Man did pick the Texans, and he's 7-1, Chris, is he? Or is he 6-1?
He's about, hopefully he goes 7-1. He's
right.
6-1.
Right. Okay,
Week
so
8.
There's Murph Man right there, guys. What a champion this guy is. What a blast. It's been real, guys. Been real. Chris, in closing, It's you.
It's me.
It's you.
What do you think I'm going to say? Something knowledgeable about football? I'm going to say.
You can.
Hey, I think this is a great show. The more people we can get involved, the better. The better it is. I had fun talking to Raiders Mike and Carrie. Glad you tuned in for it too. More people, let your friends know. Get us more viewers. We got to talk a little bit baseball. I'm so excited for this. This is a great week of football and baseball for me.
It is.
I'm kind of glad the Patriots play Monday night, so it won't interfere with any of the Red Sox games if they go Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
If you can stay awake.
You know, I'm going to have to stay a week because they're going to be going for the clinch. You know, I think game 4. I think they sweep.
I think you got something. They very well could. So, Chris, final statement before we check out of here.
I'm looking to see who I didn't start in my fantasy football team, and it just pulled up finally. It looks like I'm okay, but I got to find somebody to replace Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Andy Dalton going against Tampa Bay. There it is.
Ouch.
And
All right.
Mike Evans going against Cincinnati. There, I found my replacement, so I'm good to go.
Good.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you on Sunday at 10:30. Check us out on Leepa Live.
Rock and roll. I'll see you guys next time. I want one last thing before we go here.
Go Sox!
Go Sox, yeah. I do want to see the Red Sox win. I do, but I'd like to see it become a series. I really do like that. When it becomes a series, I want to be on the edge of my seat in any playoff game. I like that. I know you want to see them sweep them, Chris. I don't. I want to see a series. Hey, guess what's coming very soon? I've got something exciting coming to Leepa Live Sports. There is B-ball coming. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the B-ball thing. Basketball, and it's these young, enthusiastic guys, okay, that really love basketball. They're young kids, enthusiastic, okay, fresh into college. It's going to be great, and I can't wait for this show to start. I'm excited to get these guys in here doing this show. They're going to have their own basketball show, the NBA, right here, Leepa Live. So, guys, keep tuned for that. Check out leapalive.com. Everybody, enjoy the rest of tomorrow's Friday. Enjoy your Friday tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of this game. Get your nachos and jalapenos ready for the Sunday game. We will talk to you guys very soon. Enjoy your weekend.